Welcome. Not you, you're fine. You're not being recorded. So as you can see, I think our wonderful presenter, Anubi, is here with us virtually this evening. My name is Beth. I'm the Director of Travel Sales here at CA Niagara. Unfortunately, he couldn't be with us in person due to physical illness, but he's very capable of being here tonight virtually. It was something last minute. So we, Lois and I, and actually anybody who came in this morning, went through the entire presentation. I'll tell you right now, I think we already have people ready to book who just came in to renew their membership. So I'll do a quick introduction after, but I do want to say thank you for taking the time to come see us in person this evening. We have a few other people I'd like to introduce that are here with us. We have two travel agents, consultants, sorry, from our branches, just to make sure everybody knows that we still have our 4 stores, branches in Niagara. So Grimsby, Niagara Falls, Welland, and the Penn Center. Has anybody been to the Penn Center yet? It's amazing, right? We're very happy with that branch. So those are our 4 branches that we have. With us this evening is Paula and Emily from our Grimsby. So hopefully we'll be seeing many of you on this tour. So if you have any questions afterwards, you can connect with them and they can take care of hopefully booking you at a future date. We also have the lovely Miss Katrina. Katrina is our tour planner. So if you haven't traveled with Journeys before, we take care of everything basically from beginning to end, from the time you leave here in Thorold to the time we get you all the way back and everything in between. And Katrina knows our tours that we put together intimately. Her and Nupi have become really good friends, and the folks at G Adventures, so that every detail is ironed out before you go. Any questions that you have, we make sure that we have the answers for you. We also have Mike here this evening. Mike is the travel manager of all of our agents, our consultants in the branches. And if you've traveled with Journeys before, you probably see this lovely lady over to my right-hand side, Lois, who is the manager of our group tours Journeys here at CAA. Lois is going to take you through the Journeys piece once Nubi has given you this amazing presentation on Thailand. Should I assume nobody's been there? Has anybody been there before? Oh, okay, Mark. Okay, well, you're in for a treat because I've been there, and it is honestly, not to say, one of my favorite places in the world to visit. The food, the people, the culture. But I unfortunately, I had a great trip, but you are going to see the difference doing this through G Adventures. And I'll get Nubi will go into more detail through National Geographic. So without further ado, joining us, Nubi his title is Global Purpose Specialist.
That's right.
I want to be that. But like I said, I saw this presentation today, and I'm ready to book myself. So it's about half an hour, give or take.
Yeah, maybe a little bit longer, depending on the videos, but yeah, probably around that time. Yeah.
Okay, and he can actually see you, so we still want this to be very interactive. Okay, so he's going to take you through the presentation, and then we are going to open it up to any questions and answers. Over to you. Did you have anything?
I just want to make sure that he's not too loud or he's not too soft, but everybody can hear him, right? I want to be sure that everybody can hear him. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's good. Otherwise, we would adjust, and we just have to forget when the video goes on. It has to be right. Okay.
Well, yeah, we're on.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Well, enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Beth. It's a pleasure to be in front of you today. Sorry I couldn't be there in person. And just echoing Beth's introduction, without technology, it's an unfortunate world. So really fortunate to be able to use technology to be in front of you, and just think of this accent as being in your presence in real life as I move through this presentation. So as Beth mentioned, I'm just going to do a short introduction of myself here. Yep, so my name is Nupi Mystery, pronounced like Snoopy without the S. That's the best way to remember me. I've lived on 4 different continents, North America being the 4th continent I decided to call home after meeting my Canadian wife in Zimbabwe about 9 years ago. So she convinced me to move here. And yes, I do freeze during the winter, but I do enjoy the summers and the beautiful bird life that Ontario has to offer. So I've been with G Adventures coming up to 6 years. So before working with our wonderful travel agents across Canada or Ontario, I was in the inside sales team. So I have a lot of product knowledge, and I really am excited to talk to you about Thailand today. I've been to about 12 different countries with G Adventures now. And I'd have to say Thailand does top the list. But for me, Jordan was a really unique place to go and visit. I'd recently just got back from Sorrento last year. I've got a baby in the work, a baby now, so it's kept me busy. So I'm really excited to be talking to you about travel and back on the road. So I've done about 5 continents. So I've got 2 continents to conquer now. I got to do Antarctica. That's my dream destination coming up. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about G Adventures and how a short version of the story of how it began. So in 1990, at the age of 22, and on 2 maxed out credit cards, Bruce Poontip started G Adventures, a tour operator designed to bridge the divide between backpacking and mainstream travel, and to connect travelers with local people in the countries they visit. So that's what he looks like. And he's in his 50s now, and he still looks the same. He doesn't age. So we fast forward 33 years, and G Adventures offers more than 650 itineraries in more than 100 countries on all 7 continents. So it's really important to note it's a Canadian business that survived the pandemic with 33 years of business coming out of this. We're 33 years starting again with all the support and loyalty of our Canadian travelers. We're really excited to be servicing our travelers again all over the world. It's an exciting time coming out of the pandemic. A lot of people are traveling. We've done about 40,000 trips since September 2020. We were one of the first tour operators to be operating trips to Greece and Croatia on our small sailing vessels. So operationally, we do own this space, and we're really excited to get you folks out there too. So why G Adventures? I mentioned the Canadian company, 33 years in operation and survived the pandemic. At G Adventures, we're in the business of changing people's lives. And why? Because we believe that travel can be the greatest form of wealth redistribution the world has ever seen. And we can do this through the power of small group travel and powerful experience in some of our planet's most incredible places, such as Thailand. We want to empower curious travelers to do good while simply having the time of their lives. Everything we do is about building and supporting local communities and having long-lasting relationships with these communities. We've been pioneers of community tourism since the day we started, and it means we've always created our tours by building these meaningful relationships with the communities, directly benefiting the people and places we visit, including Indigenous peoples, women, youth, and anyone who has been traditionally marginalized and undervalued. So we want to intersect the tourism chain into these communities that otherwise don't see it. So in this next video, I'm going to show you exactly how this is done. So putting the why and how into perspective, you can take a look at this video. The Women on Wheels project provides job opportunities for women, empowering them while providing safe transportation options for women traveling on their own with G Adventures and National Geographic Journey. So in turn, G Adventures and National Geographic helps the Azad Foundation increase the number of women who serves both through additional vehicle purchase and the steady flow of single female travelers. So I was in India and I got to experience this awesome project, the Women on Wheels, who were picked up by a female driver, which is super empowering in India, where women don't always get the opportunities to work in any industry. And it was really cool to have that experience. So this video is going to really explain to you how that is perceived.
When I would wake up in the morning, I would see the faces of my beautiful daughters. I had no identity and also had little income. I knew I wanted a change for me and for them.
There were many fears. What would people think of me? Was it safe? But I knew this was a great opportunity.
When they came into Azad Foundation, the way they talked, they hardly talked, some of them. The way they looked, the way they thought about themselves has changed completely to women who are now so confident, so sure of how they've been able to help their families. Women on Wheels is a social enterprise that provides livelihoods as professional chauffeurs to resource-poor women, and on the other hand, also provides safe and alternate transport options to women users of the services.
I learned to drive. I learned self-confidence and English. I learned about women's rights.
G Adventures believes in responsible tourism. They have a lot of women clients who come into India to travel. They were looking for safe transport options for the women who come into India. They have supported us in terms of bandwidth, in terms of fleet size, and the work that we are doing so that we can become a stronger organization.
Now I work full-time for Women on Wheels. I enjoy talking with the travelers. They feel safe with me.
I now have courage and confidence in myself. I hope women everywhere pursue happiness and freedom.
Now when I see the faces of my daughters, I know everything is going to be fine.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful video on putting into perspective the why and how of G Adventures and National Geographic Journeys. So National Geographic Journeys, it's an exclusive set of 69 tours that we offer in collaboration. National Geographic Journeys, they offer a greater hands-on exploration and inside access, all with upgraded accommodations and more inclusions than a G Adventures tour. So when you travel with National Geographic Journeys, not only are you supporting G Adventures community initiatives, you're also furthering the research of National Geographic explorers and researchers across the globe. So as part of any of our National Geographic Journeys itineraries, you'll meet explorers and researchers. If you're in East or Southern Africa, you're going to meet conservationists, and you're going to go to research stations to see the work that's being done. For example, in Thailand, I'll show you a little bit later, you'll meet philosophers and historians who provide research to the National Geographic magazine. So it's all really exciting to meet these people behind the scenes that are part of the itinerary.
People are naturally curious. We want to learn what we can about our world. We want the freedom to roam, to meet people from here and here, everywhere really. These encounters are what make our lives better. Imagine a new way to experience the world, one built on meaningful encounters in new places, contact with knowledgeable local guides, and opportunities to forge true human connections. Imagine travel built on exploration, spontaneity, and storytelling, possibility, fun. Imagine changing the world simply by meeting its people. From the iconic organization that's been exploring our planet for over 125 years, and the great adventure travel company that changes lives every moment of every day. Introducing National Geographic Journeys with G Adventures.
Always love that video. It always gives me chills. So before you head off on your adventure, as you prepare for your adventure, you will receive pre-trip articles from National Geographic to get you excited about your trip. So these are articles created by people you'll meet in destination, whether it's in the magazine or research provided to you through a digital format, which National Geographic has finally come to now. They do a digital format or digital newsletter. So you'll definitely get to receive this content relevant to your destination, which is really exciting to get before you head off. Your adventure will also be led by a Chief Experience Officer. So I just want to go into a bit of a background about the Chief Experience Officer. So the founder of G Adventures, he didn't want to call himself the CEO. He didn't see himself as the most important person of the company. The most important people of the company are the people who face our customers the most. And these are our tour guides across the globe, which is why they are called Chief Experience Officers. So you'll be led by a Chief Experience Officer with specialized National Geographic training and a deep locally informed knowledge of the destination, obviously being local. So locally based, local experts, our CEOs being locally based do have that insider knowledge of the destination. They know the destination out from like the back of their well-traveled hand. So it's really great to have that insider access of the destination. On top of that, they do have support operationally across the globe, not just in destination, but 24/7 through G Adventures support line. So it's a great support network for all of our tours and our service to our travelers. So let's get into the itinerary. This is what we all came here for, and I'm sure you're all very excited to hear what is entailing in this itinerary. So it's called Iconic Thailand. It's 15 days and it starts in Bangkok and ends in Bangkok. So you'll experience the timeless grandeur of Thailand cities, temples and landscapes on a cross-country adventure. You'll explore the rich cultural heritage and culinary delights of Chiang Mai. So if you've ever eaten Thai food, you're in for a real treat on this itinerary, and not just at restaurants. You'll be well fed by people, street vendors. You'll meet farmers, and you'll have farm to table experiences, which I'll go through on the trip. Then you'll head to south to discover tropical coastlines, stroll the sun-drenched shores of Ko Samui, and venture to limestone cliffs and sacred caves in Krabi. In each destination, you'll be able to marvel at the intricate palaces and monasteries, meet locals in village homes and traditional workshops, and delight in flavors of authentic Thai cuisine. So that's just a bit of a background on what the itinerary entails as a whole. So you can see all of the internal flights are included, which diminishes a lot of that additional travel time, which allows you to see and be involved in a lot of those places for a longer period of time. We want to make it relaxed, but also get you out there to see a lot over 15 days too. So we go to day one. So this is an arrival day. You'll arrive into Bangkok, which is a wonderful city. It is a city of hustle and bustle, and a city of great, amazing street food, and great milkshakes too. So you'll arrive at any time. Your transfer will pick you up from the airport and bring you to your starting hotel. You'll have a welcome meeting in the lobby. So you'll meet your CEO at the lobby, and then you'll head to a conference room where the CEO will break down the whole itinerary and go over any questions that you may have before the trip. I should mention that the CEO is going to be with you for the whole time. So that CEO, you'll get to know, they'll become your parent for the trip, I like to say. So they will be your best friend by the end of it, and they'll take care of you. You'll also have a welcome dinner. So they'll take you to a great restaurant where you'll get to have some of that local Bangkok food. So day two, an awesome train ride across a beautiful cliff line. So you'll go from Bangkok to Kanchanaburi, and this will be after breakfast. You'll have a nice breakfast at the hotel. You'll travel to the city of Kanchanaburi, situated at the convergence of the Kwai Noi and the Kwai Yai rivers. And you'll board a train for a winding journey into the World War II history as you cross the bridge made famous by the 1957 film, and some of you may know it, the bridge on the River Kwai. At the Thailand-Burma Railway Centre, you'll learn about the Burma Railway constructed by Imperial Japanese forces to connect Bangkok and Burma. So this is the Kanchanaburi War Cemetery. You'll visit the Thai-Burmese Railway Museum to learn about the death, railway's dark history, and the Allied War Cemetery, where more than 6,000 prisoners are buried. And this is the bridge on River Kwai visit, which is part of the itinerary. So you'll get to take in, again, the piece of the World War II history on this visit. And again, you've heard of that movie, The Bridge on River Kwai. And you'll get to tour the real thing and take a train ride over this. And it's massive, majestic and imposing, and offers fabulous views over the river. So you'll get a bit of intimacy and time in this part, so you can soak in the atmosphere and the scenery around it. And yes, there are some awesome buskers along the strip, and you may get a bit of local cuisine. Now, anyone who's really interested in street food, your CEOs will know the best places to go for street food. So anywhere you are, if you're interested in trying something off the beaten track, your CEO will know the best places to do that. I've had many experiences across all of our itineraries, whether it's India, Jordan, Greece. Street food is something that we all like to immerse ourselves in and try. So your CEOs are your best bets to ask for that advice. So then we move to day three. So Kanchanaburi, Phra Nakhon Si Ayapura. This morning, you'll hike into lush landscapes of Erawan National Park, which is beautiful. So a really important thing to note about Thailand is geographically and geologically, it's just beautiful. It has everything to offer. You've got pristine coastline, you've got gorgeous rainforests, and you've got beautiful inland too. So on this part of the itinerary, you'll explore Erawan National Park, located high in the mist-shrouded Tenasserim Hills, and you'll take a dip in the turquoise pools of the Erawan Falls. So called because it's the top tier of cascades resemble the three-headed mythological elephant known as Erawan. So you'll get to see that and get some photos of that mythological elephant too. And you'll also get to enjoy this rice barge at sunset, which is just gorgeous. And it's a 1930s barge, so it's one that's closest to the screen, and the one on the left there. So it's a sort of a converted barge to have a culinary experience too. So you'll be met with this awesome meal while taking incredible views of the city. A lot of people don't know, but prawn laksa is a great dish to have when you're in Thailand. It's got that Hindu influence that you get, so you get a lot of the spice and the red flavors that India has to offer in the dish. So it's a really nice dish to try while you're in Bangkok and other parts of Thailand. And like I said, you'll get to meet the mythological elephant known as Erawan, the beautiful statue. So Thailand is known for its amazing statues, full of intricate detail. So day 4 will be Franakonsiatua to Chiang Mai, and you'll set out to explore the UNESCO World Heritage listed Ayatua Historical Park, centered on the old city which served as the Siamese capital from the 14th to the 18th centuries, when it was one of the largest and most cosmopolitan regions in the world. And you'll stroll down well-planned city streets to view magnificent palaces and Buddhist monasteries that set the standard for Thai architecture for generations to come. Later, you'll return to Bangkok and transfer to the airport for your flight to Chiang Mai, and you'll visit a traditional village in the countryside and enjoy a Kantok-style dinner served on low pedestal trays. Kantok is the northern dialect, which means wooden tray used for carrying dishes. They're round in shape and made of teak wood. The host will invite guests to sit on the floor around the kantok. After dinner, you'll enjoy tea time with the opportunity to talk with local people to learn their way of living. So Ayatua, you'll explore these ruins and the beautiful UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was ranked as one of the most magnificent cities in the world. Late in the 17th century, its population reached 1 million, and foreign visitors wrote awestruck accounts of its size and splendor. So it's a beautiful sight to witness. When I went to Thailand, I didn't actually get the opportunity to go, and it was a bigger regret of mine. I only did 4 or 5 days and didn't get enough time, but it's just a great addition to this itinerary to really soak yourself in the history of Thailand. And you'll get to soak yourself into the Buddhist monasteries and learn about Buddhism culture, which we'll go on a little bit about later. It's actually a journey's highlight. And your journey's highlight moment as part of this part of the itinerary is a home dinner visit, and you'll visit a village outside Chiang Mai and sit down to an authentic Kantok dinner in the home of a local family. Dishes typically include sticky rice, hung le curry, crispy pork with chili paste. You'll have tea, learn about life in rural Thailand, and you'll visit the family gardens to learn about herbs and spices popular in the local cooking. So for any cooks or chefs in the group today, this is a great sort of experience to have for yourselves. But anyone who's not a cook or a chef can certainly learn some great Thai cuisine. Now, it's important to note for any dietary requirements, just let your agent know, and we're certainly happy to assist with any of those dietary requirements. That's not a problem before you depart. We'll let our CEO know. They'll be known, and they'll actually come and see you at the start of the itinerary to make sure you're comfortable with everything. And also our local officers will be aware if there's any cross-contamination that can't occur when cooking. So we're very adaptive to dietary requirements too. So day 5 will be Chiang Mai. So you'll delve into the bustle of Chiang Mai's morning markets with a local chef and learn about colorful fruits and fragrance herbs as you select ingredients for a Thai cooking class. And you'll enjoy your creation for lunch, which is always a fun treat. And then set out to visit a historic temple. You'll sit down with one of the resident monks to discuss daily life and the tenets of Buddhism. And then later, clear your mind to the chanting of monks at Wat Phra Tat Doi Sutep. So I hope I am doing that justice with the pronunciation. One of the most spectacular gilded temples in Thailand. So we'll go into that a little bit. So you'll have a foodie moment. Everything we do at G Adventures and National Geographic is a moment, so we like to classify them. So this will be a foodie moment. You'll have a cooking class, and like I said, you'll pick out the ingredients, and you'll get to actually make them at from the local market, and learn these traditional Thai dishes that you can bring back home with you, and treat your friends. So you'll visit Wat Phra Thai Doi Suthep, a golden Buddhist temple outside of Chiang Mai on the Mount Doi Suthep. So anyone who wants a little bit of activity, you'll climb. Well, we say climb, but it's really just step. You'll step 300 steps to reach the temple, and be rewarded with an unforgettable view. And you'll admire the many Buddhist relics at this sacred temple and visit the White Elephant Shrine. So legend has it that the location of the temple was chosen after a white elephant carried a relic to the mountain and trumpeted 3 times before dying on the spot. So also with a little luck, you may witness the chanting of the monks, which will be really cool. Very peaceful. So on our National Geographic itineraries, you'll have, like I said, you'll have exclusive in-depth lectures with experts from National Geographic, historians, philosophers, and naturalists, to name a few. So this will be a part of this experience as part of the guided temple visit. So your journey's highlight moment is to meet with the monks. You'll visit a Buddhist temple in Chiang Mai's Suthep district, and you'll sit down with a young monk to discuss daily life and Buddhism, and leave feeling spiritually refreshed, as we'd like you to hope so, feel that way at the end of it. Monk chats are informal discussions at a round table with a prep school age monk, and usually accompanied by their teachers. So a really unique experience to be a part of. So your itinerary will also fall over Loi Krathong, and I'm sure this would be a question from a few of you at the end of this presentation. So it translates to float a basket. It's celebrated right after the end of the rainy season in November. So you'll actually fall over this as part of the itinerary and dates that have been chosen by your consultants. And in the evening, rivers, ponds, and canals are lit up by thousands of floating krathong with burning candles. So that's a really cool thing for you to be a part of and immerse yourself in as part of the itinerary. So day 6 will be in Chiang Mai. So this will be a full day of choice to you as travelers, and you'll be able to explore Chiang Mai's temples and forested hills on your own, or choose between a variety of optional activities that we have. Opt to take a cycling tour through Vedant Vice Paddies in the elegant historic district. In the evening, choose to visit Chiang Mai's vibrant night market. So plenty to do in free time. We at G Adventures in National Geographic, we don't want to define an itinerary completely by what we think you should see. We want to ensure that you have free time to explore in certain regions, so that you can see it through your own eyes too. It's very important for us. And having the CEO as that local knowledge, they'll be able to give you optional activities to embark on, so you can do those activities while you're in destination. So these are a great example of forested hills and rice fields. Just beautiful, beautiful scenery in Thailand. So you'll get to, if you're at night, and everyone usually does it, it's a street food walk at Chiang Mai Night Market, and you can pick up a souvenir it's a shopper's paradise, really. So if you're someone who likes to buy souvenirs, I always take a little suitcase, and I'm happy to pay for it when I get to the airport as extra luggage. I always buy a bunch of souvenirs and arts to show off when people come over as part of my experiences in different countries. So yeah, you'll get to wander through the markets to awesome music, food, and you'll get to buy local art and handmade crafts. It's a mecca for shopping, as I mentioned, and handicraft production. So really a great way to see what's on offer in the small businesses that you'll get to see in those markets. So day 7 will be Chiang Mai to Bangkok. This morning, you'll fly to Bangkok and board a traditional klong boat for a ride along the winding canals that have earned the city the nickname the Venice of the East. And you'll glide past colourful temples, modern skyscrapers, and houses perched above the water, and you'll visit Wat Pho, Bangkok's largest and oldest temple complex, and often considered Thailand's first public university, which is very cool. Its many inscriptions were intended to instruct visitors. Marvel at the magnificent statue of the reclining Buddha, glittering with gold leaf and the mother of pearl. So this will be the Wat Pho visit. this will be a really cool experience for anyone who's quite interested in beautiful details that temples have to offer, but also the spiritual aspect of it. So this temple is known for its reclining Buddha, which I'll explain to you a little bit about in the next slide. Its feet covered with a mother of pearl engravings of Buddha symbols. So you get to explore the large grounds and other compounds to see other Buddha figures, murals and the chetties that contain the ashes of Buddha. This is also the birthplace of the traditional Thai massage. So the reclining Buddha, although there are different versions of the reclining Buddha all over Thailand, the one in Wat Pho is so massive and detailed. The image covered in gold leaf is 15 meters high and 46 meters long. So being Australian, I don't do feet very well, so I do everything in meters. So I hope you can convert that to feet. It features Buddha lying on his side with hands supporting his head, the reclining position. The reclining Buddha is a representation of Buddha just before he passed into the afterlife, lying on his side with a calm and content expression. The statue was built in remembrance of his death and can be seen not only in Wat Pho, but in several other temples in Thailand, just not to the large capacity that Wat Pho has to offer. So due to the size of Wat Pho's reclining Buddha, it is really difficult to get a full-length picture. So nonetheless, we always say, if you can capture a certain section that appeals to you, then certainly go for it. This was a photo that was taken by a creative member of G Adventures, and that's an experience that he had with it. So it was really cool. So day 8 will be Bangkok. You'll enjoy a free day in the bustling city of Bangkok, and you can opt to visit the dazzling Grand Palace, formerly the official residence of the Thai royal family, and gaze upon the sacred statue of the Emerald Buddha at Wat Phra Kaew. You can browse the stunning collections of the Thai art and artifacts at the Bangkok National Museum, including weaponry, ceramics, textiles, and musical instruments. Or you can hop on a bike to explore the quieter side of the city, pedaling past hidden temples and lush parks. Not to mention, if you're someone who likes markets and really walking around, you can get lost in the markets in Bangkok and spend the whole day eating food and exploring the beautiful markets that Bangkok has to offer. There's a milkshake that I suggest you try when you're there, and they aerate it by throwing it between each cup. So I don't know if anyone, I think one person had mentioned they'd been to Thailand in the group, and I don't know if you got to have that, but it's really refreshing and really nice and sweet on a hot day, and just a cool thing to witness to be made in process. Okay, so like I mentioned, you can opt to see the Grand Palace. It's the king's official residence. It's made up of many buildings, halls, lawns, and gardens and courtyards, and it's on the banks of the Chao Phraya River, and you'll be able to see the Temple of the Emerald Buddha while you're there. Please note the cost of this optional activity does not include the entrance fee. So when you're in destination, your CEO will be able to help you make the arrangements for the fee while you're there. So I should also mention the CEO is your person and point of contact for everything to be arranged while you're there. So before you head off, your consultants will arrange what's necessary before you head off, and then your CEO will take care of all the proceedings while you're there. So day 9 will be Bangkok to Ko Samui. This morning, you'll transfer to the airport in Bangkok and catch a flight to the tropical island of Ko Samui, bordered by the sapphire waters of Thailand's southeast coast. You'll settle into your hotel, enjoy a free afternoon to relax by the pool, stroll along a white sand beach, or explore the local village. And off of Thailand's east coast in the Gulf of Thai, Ko Samui offers everything you could possibly want in a seaside retreat. So you've got white, beautiful sandy beaches, coconut palms, fresh seafood, and warm, clear waters for any of those swimmers out there. I don't know if anyone can do that pose on that stand-up board, but I definitely can. So just an example of the accommodation. So everything we do at G Adventures and National Geographic is family owned. So it's a family owned business. We want to ensure that it's in centralized locations. So it's easy for you to move around and see different parts of that township or city that you're in, and transportation is available to explore the wider areas if you wish to do so. So our resort is nestled in tropical gardens with a private beach leading into a crystal clear waters. The property also has 3 freshwater swimming pools, and the resort is just 15 minutes by road to Lamai Beach's bustling nightlife district. You can also walk it across the beach if you wish to do it that way too. It's a beautiful and gorgeous walk from what my clients have told me in the past. So day 10 will be Ko Samui, and after breakfast you'll board a traditional longtail boat. So there'll be a lot of experiences on this longtail boat. It's a form of locomotion in Thailand, and again, another thing we like to offer as part of our experiences and getting around. We want to show you all the different methods of locomotion that the country has to offer. So there'll be many of these long boat experiences. So you'll board a traditional longtail boat and travel off the tourist trail to the pristine islands of Ko Samui and Ko and savor a local lunch on the beach, then choose to explore by kayak or snorkel, and glide past green shrouded cliffs and tranquil lagoons or don a mask and fins to delve into vibrant underwater worlds. So these are really untouched waters. So if you're someone who likes to snorkel and spend some time in the water, this is definitely the place to do so. So just a bit of background on the two islands that I mentioned. So Ko and Ko Samui are two islands in the Kosi Ko Hachine that translates as four islands, 5 islands. So the funny name derives from the fact that from the shore in Ko Samui, only 4 of the 5 islands are visible as one is hidden behind another. So the islands are important because they're home to thousands of nestling swifts. So anyone who's a birder here, these are a great place to witness these swifts. These birds' nests are gathered by climbers who make bamboo scaffolding to scale the rocky ledges. And here's an example of Ko. So the previous slide was Ko Samui, and this is Ko. So just off the grid, beautiful, inhabited by very few people, so a very small village, and opportunity again to go into that village and try some of the local cuisine that has to offer. So day 11 will be Ko Samui to Kalsok. So you'll catch a ferry back to the mainland and drive to Kaltepitak, a community-owned farm supported by G Adventures, and you'll enjoy a lunch of local specialities and take a stroll through the surrounding fruit orchards. You'll continue to Kalsok National Park, where you will settle into a lovely resort overlooking the riverside and tucked beneath the rising cliffs in the distance, which is gorgeous. This evening, you'll venture into the Rainforest Park on a nighttime walk with a community guide, then gather for a campfire dinner surrounded by the music of the jungle. Just a great immersive experience, and a little bit off the grid for people wanting this part of the itinerary to really just lay low, which is something I like to do when I travel to these parts of the world. So your G for Good moment will be at Kaltepitak community-owned farm, and which is an owned farm and meal. Indulge in traditional southern Thai cuisine prepared by members of Kaltepitak village. Your meal will be made with ingredients picked from local organic farms and a fruit orchard on their property. And over 140 families benefit from the community-owned and managed eatery through the Kaltepitak Community Ecotourism Enterprise, supported by National Geographic Journeys and G Adventures. So I'm just going to show you this video to give you this in-depth experience of what this offers.
Our Tepitak is one of a good example of Planetera project where the local people can get and share their local meals service, to the travelers. We start this project since beginning of 2018. In October 2018, then the first group of G Adventures, start coming. Planetera helped to develop the project, the local restaurant meals, and then the G Adventures traveler can experience more about a local community in southern Thailand.
ชื่อดุษฎีนิยกิจค่ะชื่อเล่นชื่อกาค่ะอาชีพอื่นตอนนี้ก็คือทำโฮมสเตย์ค่ะแล้วก็รับลูกค้าฝรั่งที่มาทานอาหารทานมื้อเช้ามื้อเที่ยงทานอาหารด้วยค่ะของชาวบ้านที่นี่อะค่ะอยากให้คนอื่นได้รู้ว่าเราอยู่กันยังไงอยู่แบบสบายอยู่แบบเรียบง่ายเนี่ยอยู่กันยังไงอยู่ได้ไหมได้อยากให้คนข้างนอกค่ะได้มาเรียนรู้วิถีชาวบ้านของที่นี่ค่ะ
The result from our project can create more employment for the local communities, as well as they can actually help the new generation when they finish school, can come and help their family to provide a meal service. local people here, they live under the campaign, what we call self-sustainable agriculture. The local community still keep practicing their way of life here. So you can see that here it's we call a fruit village. They're mainly a farmer, so their life is mainly rely on selling fruits, which is like a seasonal, so once a year. And then, of course, from the resulting from the Planetera project, then we create an extra opportunity for them to earn more regular income from tourism.
ขอบคุณค่ะ ต้องขอบคุณก่อนเป็นอันดับแรก เพราะว่าหนึ่งเหมือนกับได้ให้โอกาสกับชาวบ้านนะคะ ที่เขาแบบมีเวลาว่างมีรายได้เสริม เพราะตอนนี้เรื่องเศรษฐกิจผลผลิตทางการเกษตรมันตกต่ำและเราได้เสริมได้รายได้จากตรงนี้เยอะอยู่เหมือนกันนะ
From Planetera side, we can see that the impact start happening here in Ban Khao Tepitak communities, help them to strengthen their community empowerment. So starting from very small group, and then now they start expanding to other families as well to get involved in this project.
So another example of the why and how of G Adventures in National Geographic. So I just want to mention to you, Planetera is Bruce's legacy. It was named after his second daughter, Tara. And Planetera is a non-for-profit side of G Adventures. They head out to different parts of the world to find these organizations to intersect with the global tourism chain so that they can benefit from tourism. So it's a great legacy that he's obviously got and will leave behind when he leaves G Adventures, I guess, which will probably be not for a very long time. So just wanted to explain that partnership and relationship too. So your journey's highlight moment, like I mentioned, Khao Tepitak farm and culinary experience. So you'll discover how delicious Southern Thai dishes go from plot to plate at this community farm. So you saw some examples in that video. Everything is self-sustainable and arranged from the farm. So you get this farm to table experience. You'll get to take a walk through Khao Tepitak's organic farm and fruit orchard to see how these same items are made into a tasty meal by local village residents. You'll also have the opportunity to visit the rubber plantation and learn how the villagers made this farm into a self-sufficient economy. So really proud to show you that today and have you potentially be a part of that experience when you're on this tour. So your journey's highlight moment, you'll do a rainforest eco walk and dinner, which would be really cool as part of this part of the itinerary. So you'll explore the incredibly lush rainforests of Klung Phanom National Park alongside one of the locals who call this region home. The expert tracker is a conservationist and ecotourism guide who's now dedicating his life to the protection of the rainforest. And they'll do a massive discussion and lecture on the work that's being done. So you'll get to witness some gorgeous wildlife that Thailand has to offer too. So day 12 will take us to Khao Sok National Park, and it's southern Thailand's largest area of virgin rainforest, encompassing a breathtaking wilderness of karst peaks, turquoise lakes, and tropical rainforest. So like I said, very different in climate, but has a lot to offer, like the western part of Canada in terms of beautiful and luscious scenery and mesmerizing scenery and water that colors that you would never imagine water could be. So really cool for you to have this part of the experience, and you'll get to traverse through tropical rainforests that stretch along the southwest coast. You'll explore the park on your own, and you'll have a local guide to assist you with that, but it's all very doable on your own if you want to do that. There's no predators to be aware of that can affect that experience, so you're certainly welcome to head off on your own and have that experience. You can go and find a nice secluded area and go for a lovely swim too. So you can choose between a variety of optional jungle activities. You can head out for a hike in search of monkeys and tropical birds. inhabiting the dense canopy. You can glide down the sparkling Sock River aboard a canoe. You can take a boat tour in the beautiful scenery of striking limestone cliffs, or set out on a cycling tour along one of the park's winding trails. So different locomotions to see different things. So certainly available for you to decide while you're there. So just an example of exploring Khao Sok National Park. It's a beautiful rainforest where you'll get to if you, like I said, if you're a big birder like myself, I love going to see birds in different parts of the world. Thailand has a great array of beautiful birds of paradise and monkeys. So an example of canoeing at Khao Sok National Park. So just beautiful and serene. All right, so day 13 will be Khao Sok to Krabi. So this morning, you'll drive south to Krabi, situated on Thailand's tropical southwest coast, cross the Krabi River by a private longtail boat, gliding past mangrove forests and limestone peaks, and then you'll venture into Khao Nam Cave to visit prehistoric paintings and fascinating rock formations. And then later you head to Ko Island and board motorized tricycle tuk-tuks to explore local communities and traditional industries. This will include a rubber plantation, rice fields, and a boutique workshop. And you'll chat with villagers and learn about timeless agriculture and artisanal techniques passed down over generations. So whenever I get people coming back from these itineraries, they always tell me how awesome it is to meet the people of the destination and how much Thai people just smile and are very open to their homes and showing you their culture. So yeah, it's a really exciting destination for us. It's our top 10 destination for G Adventures and National Geographic because of the beauty of the people and the destination and what it has to offer. So this is a great example of on a longboat cruising past limestone peaks. And then Khao Nam Cave. So Khao Nam are a two steep 100-meter tall limestone hills on the mangrove-lined Paknam Krabi River. The largest of the two hills contain limestone caves in which prehistoric human remains and cave paintings have been discovered. The majestic Khao Nam has become one of Krabi's most famous landmarks, and it's definitely a place we want to take you to. And this picture is a great example of G Adventures and National Geographic getting you to a spot when there's no people around. So we'll ensure that we get you to these landmarks and monuments to ensure that you have your intimacy before the crowds roll in, and spend that time grabbing your photos and just soaking in the atmosphere. That's really important to us, that you see not only what outside of what the destination has to offer in terms of the cultural experiences with G Adventures, but also when you go to these monuments and landmarks, we want to ensure that you get that intimate time. So this is a great example of going on longboat, going into Ko Samui Island. So another, it's a very small island with very few inhabitants, and they're mostly of Muslim culture, which is really cool. And then you'll have a journey's highlight moment which is a Krabi village excursion. So with our local guide, you'll cross the Krabi River by a typical longboat and jump in tuk-tuks to explore local villages and farming communities. And you'll get to interact with people going about their rural daily lives, farming rice and vegetables and other rural industries. And you'll learn about the culture and beliefs of the mostly Muslim population, which is really cool. So day 14 will be a full day in Krabi for you to explore on your own. And again, your CEO will give you a bunch of ideas for you to come up with and explore, whether it's even just sitting on the beach and relaxing with a book, or taking a canoe, or going for a wonderful hike, or going for a swim and exploring underneath the beautiful limestone caves. We want to ensure that you get all those experiences through your eyes too. So this will be a full day. You can have to catch a tuk-tuk to Ao Nong Beach, overlooked by towering vine-draped limestone cliffs, and then you can choose to navigate the turquoise waters of the Andaman Sea by kayak, or snorkel among beautiful tropical fish, which is a really popular treat for those who love fish too. Stay close to the beach and enjoy some of the beautiful scenic views that have made southern Thailand so famous. And in the evening, you can grab a cocktail and relax at the pool. Your CEO will fill you in on all other interesting options that are available in the area, whether it's day or night. This is the perfect place to get active or simply chill out and relax. So it's completely up to you on this day of how active or relaxing you want it to be. So another example of our resort, so the Ao Nong Princeville Villa Resort and Spa. It's located at Ao Nong Beach and only a short distance by tuk-tuk to Nofarat Tara Beach, so very close to other beautiful secluded beaches where you can see some other villages and experience some other local cuisines and meet some other people. So the resort's excellent facilities do include restaurants, so if you're wanting to hang around, there's plenty to do inside the resort. There's a swimming pool and a rejuvenating spa, and you can get a Thai massage, which would be really nice. And then you can end the day exploring some of the restaurants and bars to have some of those cocktails. So if you don't want to head off too far, you can certainly hang around the resort and be catered for too. And this is just a great example of tuk-tuk. So I don't know if anyone here has been on a tuk-tuk anywhere else in the world. They're a lot of fun, and you can just stick your head out and watch life pass you by. And then you can explore the nightlife and street food in Krabi. So again, the CEO will tell you the best places to eat street food if you're wanting to get off the beaten path with the culinary experience. And you can watch people make it on these beautiful vessels and pots and pans. And the smells will really get up your nose, so that the smells are really beautiful. So you'll certainly be attracted by your nose. You'll follow that when you're there. So day 15, unfortunately, it is the last day, and this morning you will return to Bangkok where your trip concludes. The tour does end at the airport, and your consultants will help you arrange flights to get back home. But that does conclude the end of the itinerary, and I really had fun presenting this to you today. So I'm going to pass it back on to Katrina, Lois, and Beth to talk you through the conditions and other things pertinent to what it entails to book this awesome trip.
I was just unmuting you.
No worries.
Oh, right. Oh, I dropped my paperwork. So this is a phenomenal trip. It is a modern pace trip, but it is an adventure trip. So all of our trips, if you have not traveled with Journeys before, are an easy, moderate, or adventure pace. And this, not adventure, active, sorry, active pace. This one is a moderate pace. Yes, there's hiking. Yes, there's climbing stairs and everything, but it's not, it's on a scale of 1 to 5, it's a 2. So it is for all ages, which is very nice. So we will be departing. No, let's change this. Hold on a second. Our tour starts November 11th and goes to November 25th, 2024. It is 14 nights in Thailand. However, we do have to get there still. And unfortunately, airfare doesn't come out until about December. So the price that you see at the bottom does not include airfare. We can still book that for you. We will still have a group departure for airfare. However, it does not include airfare at the moment. It will when we are able to book it. So our trip leaves from here. We depart our Thorold office and then head to the Toronto airport, where we will then have 14 nights accommodations in Thailand, that includes all your breakfasts, 3 lunches, and 3 dinners. You've learned a lot about the itinerary, so I won't go through all of the highlights, but something that does, it's all included is your local transfers, your gratuities for your chief experience officer, local guides, and coach drivers while you're in Thailand. We take care of that. You'll have a services from our CA tour director, which will be over there, Mark. And then we also have our baggage handling with gratuity. So that's all taken care of. So once you get to the Thorold office, we will take care of the rest. You just have to leave your own here. So it is a solo friendly trip for double. It's $5,899 per person. And then solos are $6,999 per person as well, obviously. But I would like to say that, yes, to be added at the very bottom, we will add the airfare when it becomes available. So that's just a little bit of a highlight. And I would like to kind of explain our departure. So this is a private group departure that we have specifically worked with G Adventures with. So when we were looking at this trip, we came across this lovely lantern festival that I thought would be so beautiful. However, none of the G Adventures trips were able to go. So we worked with them so that we were in Chiang Mai, I think I said it right, the day that the Lantern Festival is happening. So if you were to look, you cannot find this trip anywhere else, which is very special and very fortunate because that is beautiful. I just look at pictures. I've never actually been there. So I do just want to let you know about that. There are a few of the added experiences that you do have to pre-book before you leave if you're interested. There's only one, so it makes it very easy. So if you're interested and when you are booking, you can go over that with me and we'll make sure that's available. There are some things that I also would like to mention. This is a very, so as G Adventures does, they are a small group departure. There are only 16 spaces available for this group departure. 2 of them have already been taken, so there's only 14 spaces left. So if you're very interested, let me know tonight. For solos, it's perfectly great, and you have room. However, there's a maximum number of 6 solo rooms on the trip. So if you're interested, please let us know tonight or think about it. But I can't guarantee a spot after tonight for solos, as it is a very smaller portion of rooms. A couple things I'd like to mention. There is no visa required to travel to Thailand. If you're a Canadian citizen, you don't have to worry about that. So you do just have to have a valid passport, which is valid for 6 months after your return date. So that is part of the requirement. Temperatures in November. It is warm there. So luckily you're by a beach and you'll be enjoying the sun because it does get up to the high of 80s and a low of 70s. So it's a nice trip and so winter getaway before the winter starts. Also, what was I going to say? Oh, you want to comfortable walking shoes. That's one thing I do want to mention because there's lots of walking, lots of climbing, but not too vigorous. But you would just want comfortable shoes. And I think that's all I have for now.
I just want to add a couple.
Yes, of course.
Listed in your itinerary, a lot of what he spoke about. So I just want to be sure that, you know, you take a look at where these places are and what they're encompass. Also listed are the hotels. He talked about them all be family run hotels. So you have an idea of being able to go online and take a look at what these hotels look like and what they have to offer. Also, Mark Davidson is going to be escorting this tour. For some of you have traveled with her, she's been with us over 10 years. It's taking people all over the world. So she's very, very capable of taking you to Thailand. We've used G Adventures in the past. We went to Peru with them and to Morocco, and they were both G Adventures, and Mark took both of those as well. So you'll be in really, really good hands in traveling on this tour, as well as she knows that she has great support back here with us all being here as well. On the back of the flyer, it describes to you what your deposit is. It's $5 per person, and then when your balance due dates are. Once we know the airfare, we will make it available to you, and then it is up to you whether or not you want to take our group there, use points, maybe this will be part of the trip of going out, you know, to other places in the world. However, you probably will be leaving a couple of days earlier than the 11th of November because of the international date line. So it's probably around the 9th. Coming home, it all depends on the time of the flight. It could be the same day or the next day. Just sort of, you have an idea how long the trip will take in the way of actually leaving home and coming back to home as well.
I was just going to say about the deposit, so she has to do that as well.
As for your health and inoculations, that you would visit to speak to your doctor about and find out exactly what you need. There isn't anything that's absolutely necessary other than having your up-to-date vaccinations, you know, but you can talk to them about where you're going and what you're doing, and then they'll direct you either to the health unit or you decide on your own what you would want to do to protect yourself traveling there. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes.
Do you have like a guess at how much the air?
Do you have a guess at the airfare? We'll answer that one.
Right now, because the question was, do I have an idea how much the airfare is going to cost? Airfares right now are all right? So we would look at best way of getting you there in the way of connections and timing. So I'm going to say roughly $3,500, give or take. Less, it could be more, you know, depending on pardon?
That's return.
Okay, return. I kind of looked at it, what it is right now and what there is. And all the airlines are expanding their routes. I don't know if you saw this on the news, but Air Canada's back up next year. Air Canada will be back up to their 2019 routes. They're adding all their other their original routes that they had. And so a lot of airlines are doing this, so there'll be a little bit more choice than we have for this year. But we won't know exactly.
Any other questions?
How long is the way?
That also depends on your connection, where you're staying. But if it was, for example, a non-stop flight, it's about 16 hours. However, you would still, right now, the only non-stop flight is from Vancouver. So you still have to transfer to Vancouver. So I would look for about a 21-hour flight, including layovers. Yes, it is a long
You're going almost halfway around the world, right? And that's why you're going for 2 weeks. It's hard to go there for a week because by the time you get there, you have to come back and that's in the system, right? At least, so we really like this because you're visiting, you're experiencing, but then you have downtime. And you know, and if you want that downtime, it's there. And if you don't, if you like to be busy and see things, then that's what the CEO will do. I'll help fill your day. But if you want to just take a day just to relax and catch your breath, that'll allow you to do that. So that because you're gone quite a distance for just over 2 weeks. Yes.
What's the currency here for like street vendors and markets?
Oh, can you answer that, Ruby?
Yeah, I believe it's called Thai baht. I don't know what the conversion rate is, but the Thai baht can be. Whenever I travel, I go through my bank, so I go with TD, and they can usually convert a currency for me. So you could probably do that before you head off, or if you're someone who likes to get to the airport really early, you can bid against the currency exchanges. I don't know what it's like now. I used to do that in the past to pass my time, but usually your bank will be able to get you a pretty good rate for that exchange. Thai baht, it's called.
Also, because we're from Niagara, we also have the currency exchange at the Penn Center, so you don't even have to go to the airport to do it anymore.
That's probably a better range.
Yeah. Yes. But I did hear that it's very reasonable in Thailand. From my brother went, I didn't know, but he said for his family he could eat $50 American for a family of 5. So that was all day. So it's very reasonable. Yes.
Yes.
You said leaves from here.
Yeah,
correct.
And so, can you leave your vehicle?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes, so we do have overnight parking here. We do just ask that you leave your keys because sometimes we do have multiple tours going out, but anything, if your car had to be moved, it would be moved by a roadside manager who has experience with vehicles. And your keys are locked up and everything's safe here. We do have a group out right now for Cape Cod, so that's why we have a lot of cars here because everybody who went to Cape Cod have left their cars here. You can get dropped off. We do have shuttles available, so we can talk about that more closer to, but yes, we always have parking here.
You can also, a lot of times people drive their cars here and then later in the day or next day, somebody will come and pick it up and then bring it back, right?
Yeah,
so
sure.
there's lots of options. Yeah, but that's why we stayed here. We didn't move from here.
There's no overnight parking at Penn.
Yeah, no, there isn't. And you would want to. So. Any other questions right now?
Your pricing is that with tax?
Yes, that's all taxes included.
This is your total cost.
Yes.
Yes, which includes this. Yes.
And then airfare would be additional. That's the only thing that would be additional to that.
And right now, all you need is valid Canadian passport. That's valid, like she said, 6 months beyond year to stay. So there's no visas required. Now, if that changes, of course, we'll let you know. Because things are changing a little bit. Starting next year, going to Europe, you have to get a waiver to go, right? So there's little things changing, but we'll keep you up to date. We'll stay on top of all that and make you aware of it all, for sure. Any other questions?
I do just want to mention something. If you are interested in booking tonight, please let me know before you leave. I have a clipboard and I'll get your names down. You can let me know what office you deal with, or who your travel agent is. And I can definitely set up all of that for you and have someone call you this week so you are able to book.
Anything to add, Ruby?
I don't. I'm going to just stop sharing my screen so I can see everyone's lovely faces again. See all the smiles and excitement there. It was really a pleasure to speak in front of you all today. And again, I'd love to see you all in person as we start to formulate this trip coming into the new year. It's a great little Christmas present for yourselves. So yeah, if you have any questions that are G Adventures and National Geographic specific, just reach out to Lois and Katrina, and certainly happy to have those questions answered. But again, I really thank you for coming out tonight and spending your evenings. I hope the weather was kind to you on your drive too, and you got there safely.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Not a problem. Before we actually finish off, I'd love to, if we could somehow figure out, I think if the three of you, Beth, Lois and Katrina, sit in the front there, I'd love to get just a photo. I can take a screenshot on my end. I can see everyone getting ready for it.
That's had to leave, unfortunately, so that's fine. But let's go to that. Somebody else. I don't see that. It's
All right, let me know when you're ready, and I'll take the little shot.
Go ahead. Smile.
All right, smile, everyone. Awesome. So much fun. I had a lot of fun presenting in front of you all today. And like I said, any questions, reach out. But have a great evening, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So what we've done is we recorded this. So that's because there was so much information. And I'm not too sure the way of length, but we should be able to put it up on our website so that all you have to do is go on your journeys, under the tour, and you can watch the video. So marketing will be able to ask if we're able to do that, but fingers crossed that can happen. Yeah.
I'll have that in your inbox in the morning, Beth. Not an issue.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good, Nicky. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. Bye.